involved in this going into the guardrail. Very icy conditions out there, folks, all the way across East Tennessee. Stay at home if you can. We'll say it 100 times this morning, but we're really trying to hammer that message home because of crashes like this. Now, here's a look at where that crash is. You can see it is there on 40 East coming up Rockwood Mountain. Really slow going for the folks that are out there. Again, we're urging you to stay home. Let's hop back over to your Knoxville area traffic, where a disabled vehicle there in East Knoxville out on 640 East has shut down part of the interstate as well. We're working to learn more about that at this point in the morning, but we'll let you know. 75 not looking good right now at this point either. So again, stay home. We're continuing to monitor out on Pellissippi Parkway, where a good section of that interstate from Kingston Pike all the way up to Oak Ridge remains closed this morning due to inclement weather, treacherous conditions out there. So this is going to probably continue for at least the remainder of the morning. We're talking to Mark Nagy from TDOT here in just a few minutes, so we'll get an update on that as well. But Pellissippi, Kingston Pike, nobody out there because of that interstate closure. You can tell it looks like TDOT crews have been through there and scraped here within the last few minutes or so. So we're keeping a close eye on that first alert traffic for you this morning throughout the day, as that is really going to be a big problem for us. Hopefully we see a little bit of relief out there on the road soon.
Kristen, thanks. Yeah, already a mess out there. It's going to be a while before it gets better. We're continuing our team coverage with our John Piersos in West Knoxville this morning.
Yeah, and John, crews have continued to treat Kingston Pike. We took it on the way into work. I saw crews plowing when I came in. How are the roads looking where you are this morning in West Knoxville?
Yeah, good morning, Harry and Whitney. I'm standing right in front of Kingston Pike, right by the Calhouns and Cava in that area in West Knoxville. And obviously very quiet this hour of the morning. A lot of people still off from work and school today, so you're not going to have that typical Kingston Pike traffic at this hour this morning. But if you take a look behind me, of course, we're taking a look at the road conditions this morning. Kingston Pike still very much covered in snow. There's that layer of snow, which might even be ice or wet snow, depending on which side of the road which side of the road you're on. Now, we have seen a couple of cars go by. Nobody's slipping, which is good news. And we even saw a snowplow go by just a few minutes ago, which is certainly good news. Like you just mentioned, back in the studio, we're going to see those snowplows going around the city and the county all this morning to try and get these roads cleared, especially the main roads, as clear as possible, as fast as possible. But Kingston Pike still very much slick this morning. I was driving on Paper Mill on my way to work this morning. Even that, still very icy and slippery, so you really have to be careful if you are getting in your car this morning, and especially if you only have two-wheel drive. A lot of those people are still going to have trouble on the roadways this morning. If you do have all-wheel drive, you might be in a little bit better shape, but even if you do have all-wheel drive, it's better to take it very slow and be cautious.
Yeah, you know, the old saying goes, if you got four-wheel drive, that just means four wheels get stuck instead of two sometimes. So it just depends on how thick that snow is, that's for sure. Our John Piersos live for us out there. John, thanks.
Yeah, all that ice and all that slush now turning into ice this morning. Our Jared Austin has been in Cumberland County for the last 2 days. He's keeping us up to date on the ice and snow. Now, Jared, when you were out there yesterday, the roads were covered pretty quickly. What's it looking like now?
Pretty much the same thing, Whitney and Harry. You know, you got a lot of snow out here. We just saw a TDOT truck passing by, getting cleared some of I-40 East and the exits here. But the main thing we got to worry about is this ice here. You can kind of see it there. Pretty thick ice in our hotel parking lot, so it's something we could see on our roadways as well. Just going to throw that off to the side. But this car has probably been here, I should say, for a while. And I mean, I don't know how deep it is, but it pretty much goes to the palm of my hand. So they're thinking about 6 to 7 inches here. Could be a little bit more, but I'm just going to go back to our VLT car. A lot of people are going to be scraping off ice there. Can kind of hear that right there. Just a lot of ice in this area. Just had a lady out early this morning with us clearing off some of the ice from her car. Cumberland County EMA, they've been really active with this one, helping TDOT on the roadways. They were out in Crab Orchard when they had several semis have fender benders. They're asking people pretty much just stay off the road right now. It's not worth it. We still have snow coming down in our area as well, so it's going to be pretty slick. So people just stay at home with this one. If you feel comfortable with it, just take it slow. But they're asking everybody to stay off the roadways. There's no point of going out. City offices, county offices are closed in this area for the day. They could be closed tomorrow as well, just depending on this. And then Cumberland County schools, they're going to be closed for today and tomorrow as well because of the snow and ice potential. Right now, guys, we're sitting at about 11 degrees. It feels like below zero here, so it's only going to get colder as well as we get later into the morning, guys. So again, one more time, you've heard it once, you've heard it 100 times. Just stay off the roads, especially in Cumberland County. A lot of snow, going to have a lot of ice here as well. They're working to get the salt on the roads, make sure everybody stays safe here. All right,
Jared Austin, live for us in Cumberland County. And Jared and Elizabeth, our photographer, have been out there for the last couple of days, keeping us informed on everything going on, especially out on the plateau. We appreciate it, Jared. We'll talk to Jared and John again coming up in your next half hour.
And Jared was talking about it. Those TDOT crews are continuing to salt and plow the roads and interstates across East Tennessee right now.
Yeah, the department working overtime across the state to get those roads drivable. We're joined live by Mark Nagy with TDOT. Mark, good morning to you. I'm sure you and the rest of your crews, desperately needing that sleep, morning feeling like night at this point. But what's the latest on just the efforts to get these roads clear across East Tennessee right now?
Well, this is a situation that our crews pre-treated on Saturday. They've reported for work late night on Sunday, and they've been on the job pretty much since then. They've had shift work, making sure they're getting enough rest, but they're going over these routes again, and again. And as these temperatures are now so low, it really limits the effectiveness of some of our salt supplies. We can add calcium chloride. That helps a little bit, but there are going to be patches of snow and ice on our interstates, on our state routes, and especially those bridges, those overpasses, those on and off ramps. This is a serious situation, and I hope that people have heeded the warnings, and hopefully they're staying off the roadways. I think a lot of people ended up being surprised by just how serious the situation was yesterday, and hopefully they're staying at home today.
Yeah, Mark, you mentioned more than 200 incidents were worked on East Tennessee roads yesterday, and you've sent out warnings. People are out there on dangerous conditions in ATVs, and we've seen people doing donuts. What is your word to drivers this morning?
It's extremely dangerous to drive recklessly, and for the folks in ATVs, this is something that's dangerous not only for them, but for regular motorists and for our crews that are trying to treat roadways. And we saw incidents like that taking place last night at nighttime in the dark, where you don't have much visibility as well. So it's not legal. It's extremely dangerous, and we hope that folks stop doing that.
All right, Mark Nagy with TDOT. We're going to talk to you again coming up at the top of our 6 o'clock hour. We appreciate it, Mark. Tell everyone back at TDOT we really, really appreciate all the effort they're doing over the last couple of days and the next couple as well. Thank you, Mark.
Mark, thanks. Well, if you haven't already, now is a great time to download the WVLT First Alert weather app. It is free for your phone. Just head to your Apple or Google Play stores. Our weather team is going to send you up-to-date information straight to your phone. Again, today is a First Alert weather day. So is tomorrow. So you're going to want to keep your phone close to get those updates.
It is 5:11 on this frosty, snowy Tuesday morning. I forgot what day of the week it is. Tennessee fans, if you were hoping to watch the Vols play just to kind of burn some time while you're sitting at home, you might need to rearrange that schedule. We've got the details on this matchup with Florida coming up.
TV's biggest night done right.
Hey, it's ET.